Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mike Dolce Show. Here we are back again, sporting the limited edition. I eat carbs t-shirt. I eat carbs, baby. That's right. Proudly, hashtag I eat carbs because carbs are not the enemy. Greedy pseudoscience proliferators are the enemy of the people, the enemy of the public, duping you into believing that blueberries and quinoa are bad for you somehow. Shame on you. So this hashtag I eat carbs t-shirt, limited edition, is available at dolcedietshop.com for anyone who wants one. I should actually say for the first 100 people who reserve and pre-order your shirt, because only 100 of these shirts will be made. You can be the proud owner of the hashtag I eat carbs t-shirt and let people know that carbohydrates are actually good for you. Pseudoscience is bad. But the topic of today is, when is the best time to train? I get this question all the time. And man, this sparks a debate akin to the keto versus carbohydrate debate or the carnivore versus vegan debate. A lot of people get confused as all get out on when is the best time to train. So once again, Uncle Mike is here to tuck you into bed, tell you a little story, and make things feel very nice so you can sleep all cozy in your bed and dream of making gains. Skin ripping, vein pulsing gains. The type of gains that will get you laid consensually for eons to come. The type of gains that will turn normally straight men completely. Well, they'll straight most likely, but they'll be envious. They'll be envious of your physique and all the poontang that you're getting. Did I say that out loud? And ladies, this is for you too, because ladies, you can easily turn the tides. Well, ladies, it's easy for you guys to do whatever you want to do, but that's not the conversation. That's what am I even talking about right now? Well, obviously, I'm talking about making gains and all the great things that come with gains. The most important thing that comes with gains, guys and gals, it's health. It's feeling really good. It's living really long. It's being super happy in your own skin. Those are the type of gains I am most interested in, and I want to see you making. So, if you want to get shredded at super low levels of body fat appropriate to you, we're going to talk about that. If you want to get jacked and yoked and stretch that skin as far as you can around those big swollen muscles, we'll talk about that too. If you just want to look fit and trim and shapely and sculpted, we'll talk about that too, because all of those are a part of the time to train. A lot of people think that you got to wake up super duper super early and get your training in. You got to get after it and do all that stuff. That's not a bad aspect of training and fitness and discipline. We'll hearken over to our good friend, Mr. Jocko. Jocko gets after it at 4:30 in the morning. 4:35 is late for Mr. Jocko's schedule. There is something to say about getting up and getting out of your comfort zone and getting after it. I do not discount that. But is that optimal for specific types of physical adaptations? No. That's good for the mental and lifestyle approach. It's good to build mental fortitude and discipline. That's awesome. I like that. But to get after it and start slinging around heavy barbells and kettlebells and dumbbells and running high intensity interval training style programs and Metcons, is that optimal first thing in the morning? No, it's not optimal. Not to say that you shouldn't train, because we will talk about that type of training or training at those hours, to which I also do cyclically. It is not ideal for you. Well, it's not ideal for you to train at high intensities first thing in the morning. Reason number one, you're dehydrated. You're dehydrated, silly human. You're dehydrated from the last 8, 10 or more hours from not drinking a single swig of beverage, of water. You're dehydrated. As you sleep, you breathe. And as you breathe, you do what? You lose moisture. And as you sleep, you typically sweat. Many of you will feel wet pillows and damp sheets and whatnot, not just the icky from leftover from the night before's relations. That happens too. You will be dehydrated. You are dehydrated first thing in the morning. We all know training in a dehydrated state leads to suboptimal training, right? So right out of the gate, you need time to rehydrate your body. Out of the gate, you are not capable of optimal muscular exertion at that early hour. It's just not possible. You're dehydrated, son. You're dehydrated, daughter. You're dehydrated, human. The next part, your nervous system, priming the central nervous system. Your central nervous system is not yet firing on all cylinders, making the proper inroads to the contractile ability and the coordinated ability of muscle fiber recruitment at that early hour. Though you can get in and though you can get after it, and though you can get pretty damn tired and even make yourself feel sick, and though you feel good after the workout, you still are not capable of optimizing your muscles' contractile ability via the nervous system. You just can't do it at that early hour. It takes 3 hours from the data that we've seen, at least 3 hours for your central nervous system to be properly primed in order to push your body to the levels necessary to stimulate further growth or further strength or further adaptations. Now, we're not talking about an early morning PR or a fasted PR, to which you will have. What does that mean, Dolce? That means the human body is ever resilient. The human body is ever adaptive. No matter what we put in front of the human body, we will adapt. The fact that our species is still here clearly shows that. So you will make gains relative to being at a disadvantage. You will make fasted gains. You will make disadvantaged gains at that training time. If you're training with high intensity first thing in the morning in a dehydrated state with a suboptimal nervous system, in the absence of food and unbalanced blood sugar, depending if you've eaten or not eaten. Some people will slam shakes, and that's a whole nother conversation. I'm not going to get deeply into that one on this video because we're going to talk about feeding, the best time, the fed or fasted states of training. Different conversation. We will go deeper into that one down the road. This conversation is the best times to train. When I'm talking about training for the ease of consumption of this content, we're talking about high intensity training or low intensity training. Now, some of you, because of your work schedule and your busy life and your great parents, you simply don't have the time to train at higher intensities later on in the day. I get it. I get it. Do the best that you can with what you have, where you are. That's what I say. If that's all you have, like all you have, do it. But I would say have your biggest lift on a Saturday and or Sunday. Back when I run schedules like that, my Saturday or Sunday or whatever my off day is, those are the days I hit my biggest lifts. And that's pushed later on into the day. Now, our data shows from our pool of clients and athletes and members all across the board, and this is tempered with other usable science, available science, between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. typically is the Goldilocks zone of high intensity training. if you can get your high intensity training between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m., you've been awake for a few hours, you've gotten 2 or more meals in you, your brain is firing, but you're not so fatigued from the stress of the day. The world hasn't quite beaten you down as of yet. When we get to 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock and the natural circadian rhythm of the sun peaking and then heading back down below the planet, flat earth, sorry guys, but going through that system, our energy tends to wane. 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., not oddly, when the sun typically is in the peak of the sky, seems to be the best time for the average. So this is the majority of people, but the average person will have their best training time between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Difficult for some people. I know you might have to get after at 4 or 5 or 6, higher intensity. That's great. Now, first thing in the morning, love training. I train every morning, first thing in the morning. Sometimes it's at 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. Cyclical. I've run a crazy life and I have lots of deadlines and jobs. I take jobs on weekly, they buy my time and they buy me in blocks of time essentially. So my jobs run differently. So my training, but I always train before I do anything. That first hour, that golden hour is mine. That is my hour. And sometimes it's at 3 a.m. or earlier, certain phases. Usually it's between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. That's usually when I get my first hour in, whether I'm waking up at 7 or I'm waking up at 5, whatever. I get that first hour in. That hour is done at low intensity. It's always done at low intensity. And guess what? I feel amazing after that hour. I feel good. I'm sweating. I'm pouring sweat. My heart is pumping. I'm getting good, clean oxygen into my system. Everything feels awesome. Just as awesome or even more awesome if I was slanging and banging the weights at that hour, which I'm not going to do because it's going to be suboptimal training. So to kind of wrap this up for you guys, I am going to answer your questions. To wrap this up, low intensity training first thing in the morning. I don't need my central nervous system firing optimally if I'm just on my pre-core for 45 minutes at 110, 120 strides, keeping my heart rate right about 105 to 115. I don't need my central nervous system fire. I can moonwalk through that. I can literally sleepwalk through that and still get maximum benefit of that specific type of exercise. But when I need to really elicit that central nervous response, when I really need to recruit every possible muscle fiber optimally, I can't do that at 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. I can train myself to do that better at those times, but I will never, ever, ever, nor will you ever. You will never beat yourself. Wait a minute. You will never beat your PRs at a early morning state than a later, few hours later. I'd say that 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. state. A few extra hours of central nervous system priming, a few extra meals into your system, a few extra liters of fluids of water into your body. That's where you will have your best workouts. So if it matters, if you're really trying to maximize your time, maximize your gains, maximize your efficiency in the training room, this is the way you should structure it. This is the way you should structure it. But if you're trying to hit the weights hard in the morning and then do a little bit of cardio or something later on in the day, you got that pyramid flipped upside down. You're spending too much of your time doing the wrong things at the wrong time. You don't have the right people in the right seats on the bus. That's the way it works. So hopefully I can answer your questions. And remember, hashtag I eat carbs t-shirt, DolceDietShop.com. Get one now. Be one of the few, the proud wearers of the Dolce Diet I Eat Carbs t-shirt. Luca, what's up, Luca? Good to see you. Brandon, yo, Brandon. Hey, Mike Benavides. What's up, man? Ryan Eyes. What's up, Ryan? Boom, my brother. Kristen, yay, carbs. Yay, carbs. Mike, first thumbs up. Hell yeah. Everybody, boom, 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 boom. I want to see thumbs up on this video. This is valuable content right here. I'm saving you months and years of wasted gains. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you guys just navigate the minefield of crappy content and crappy information and crappy programs and crappy fitness experts that are just trying to steal your money. That's all they care about. They just care about lining their silly, dirty little pockets. All I care about here is giving you guys actionable, usable, effective content, effective information that you can use right away. And doesn't this just make sense? Everything I said, doesn't it just make sense? Yeah, it makes sense. And it's validated by science. Do your own research. Everything I say, please research what I say. Please try and prove me wrong. I beg you, try and prove me wrong. I love that. I love that because it means now you are doing the research. You're learning more. You are becoming your own coach. That's what I want. Me as a coach, that's my job. My job is to teach you every single thing I know, give you as much context as I can so you can then make it your own. That's what I'm doing here for you guys. So bang, 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 bang. That deserves a thumbs up, I would say. ZOT, what up, Mike? I have excess skin. Is there anything I can do to get rid of it? I've lost a lot of weight. I used to be 283 pounds. I went all the way down to 169, and you could not see an extra little pinch of skin. The number one reason I attribute to that is a micronutrient and phytonutrient dense diet. That's why I wrote the book Living Lean. I was in a triple extra large t-shirt. At 169, I wore a medium t-shirt. Now think about that. Just think about the material on that t-shirt. Picture that material as skin. I wore a triple extra large at that weight. And then I was walking around in a medium to large t-shirt. Now I'm a large to extra large t-shirt. I wear an extra large t-shirt. It's tight in the shoulders. It's super baggy in the waist. The large t-shirt fits my waist nicely. It's well tapered. It's too tight at the top. It looks like I'm going to hang out with Paulie D at the nightclub. That's not a good look. I'd rather be a baggy, dressed, kind of homeless looking dude than be some sort of bronzed Guido. So that is the answer. I'm eating my carbs right now. David Keller, hell yeah. Rice, corn, kale. Yep. So Cal, Seth, what's up, Seth? Shane, what's up, Coach Mike? What's up, Shane? Luca, if carbs and proteins have the same amount of calories per gram, why are people so scared of carbs but not scared of protein? Because of misinformation by a very greedy niche percentage of the fitness influencer population, to which I've been very vocal since day one. Many of the trusted providers of health and fitness content in the YouTube community, in the Instagram community, in the pop culture community have conflated the data associated with ketogenic diets and low carb diets to sell you a bunch of garbage, to sell you wolf tickets, to sweep you into SEO algorithms and click funnels. Literally, they're just turning you into a number so they can market to you and to sell to you. And I've lost a lot of friendships as a result of this, and they know who they are right now. I've lost friendships, and shame on them. Shame on them for not using their platform to tell you the truth. And that's all I do here. My job is to tell you the truth about what will make you healthy and live long and achieve your short-term athletic goals. That's it. And if you buy any of my stuff, cool. And if you don't buy any of my stuff, cool. That's why I give out so much free content. That's why I spend so much time trying to answer every single person's question, whether it's here on YouTube live or it's on my Instagram live, it's on my Twitter feed, or it's all the emails that come into my team constantly. I'm always answering your questions for free. And this is what I get. This is what I do for a living, right, guys and gals? If you're an accountant, how many accountants out there are doing so many live answers? Oh, this is how you want to structure your estate, or you need to roll your assets into this type of trust. How many accountants are actually taking the time to do that stuff? How many fitness individuals are taking the time to do what I do? I don't know of any. I don't know of any, especially with the consistency and the honesty that I offer to you guys. Mad Mick, what do you think of green drinks with all the leafy green in powder form crap? Real food. Why are people so obsessed with cutting calories? I think if you eat relatively clean and train smart, don't count calories, make calories count. Does that sound familiar? That's been the Dolce Diet's motto for nearly 20 years because we focus on the micro and phytonutrient density of food with The more nutrient dense your food is, the lower total caloric ceiling you need to consume. What does that mean? If you follow the Dolce diet's principles and you eat micro phytonutrient dense foods, you will not crave, nor you need to consume a higher amount of total calories in order to try and fill in the deficit that you've created from eating nutrient deficient foods. So the more nutrient dense the food is, the less total food you need to eat. Therefore, your lean mass ratio naturally is optimized. How simple is this, right? This, to me, this is just so simple, but you'll get all these eggheads out there that want to refute it and just talk about the whole calories in, calories out equation. And that's a whole nother conversation. Brandon, been difficult to see you live recently because I've been using your daily goal setting and super focused, so been killing it. No time for YouTube. For that, I thank you, sir. Brandon, that is a high five. High five for you. Right on. That is absolutely awesome. I'm here. That's why I started doing a lot more of these lives on YouTube. So now this information will live on forever. So when you do have the time, you can simply cycle back. I'm proud of you. Keep it up. Luca, refeed every 5th day. Love me some refeed day. Yeah, right around 3 to 10 days, typically, depending on the person, where you're starting, where you're going, what your metabolism is like, your insulin sensitivity, your carb sensitivity. Lots of it matters. How hard you're training, how old you are. ZOT, if you're taking any medications, all of this goes into the equation. I read that getting cold showers can make you lose upwards of 3 to 4 pounds of fat a week because of something called brown fat cells. Is that true? No, that is false. Categorically, that is false. This is the fraudulent fitness community. They take a little piece of information in someone's study somewhere once upon a time. They conflate it, they blow it up, they throw it out there for mass consumption, and usually they wrap some sort of conversion trail to it for their own gain. No, that's false. If that were the case, man, I'd just be throwing people in cold showers. I'd be like, eat whatever you want, just take ice cold shower every morning for 10 minutes, you're good. Mike Benavidez, have you ever used a total gym? I'm trying to stay with body weight and kept momentum down because of my bad knee and joints. Any suggestions on type of training to add? So I haven't used a total gym that I can think of. I don't remember. I mean, I've gone through quite a few of the different early ones in my day. I don't believe I have. Anytime there is a medical issue, Mike Benavidez, I have to suggest that you speak to your doctor. You only perform exercise and nutrition programs under the supervision of your doctor. I would strongly suggest you work with a physical therapist, a hands-on licensed practitioner who can show you the proper exercises to rebuild the injury and scale from there. That is what I tell my athletes. That is the best first advice. And if anyone tells you anything different without running a physical evaluation of you, I would never listen to them. I would not listen to them. You have to work with a hands-on practitioner who is legally licensed to do so. Seth, going against my usual and lean gaining during the hot Arizona summer. Any tips, coach? Caloric surplus of 300 to 500 maximum per day is really all you need to run training with multi-joint compound movements. I would definitely try and sleep more. I'd be trying to sleep almost 9 hours per night. With a little 20 to 40 meditation, nap, visualization, whatever in the middle of the day. I mean, if you got some crazy girlfriend, break up with her, a crazy boyfriend, break up with them, whatever, I would eliminate all external stress in my life. I would pay all my bills early, not just on time. I try and be paying my bills a month or 2 or 3 in advance just to get all that stress out of my life. Stress matters. When it comes to making gains, lean gains, natural gains, you got to get stress out of there. You have to be optimally recovering, and that's sleeping. That's 9 hours a night, not just 7, not just 8, definitely not 6. You got to be getting close to that 9-hour mark. And then, of course, the food is going to be stellar. James Fraher, legend, Dolce. I appreciate that. Luca, I eat carbs throughout the day. Man, that just flew away from me. Luca, I eat carbs all throughout the day, but would you say that there are specific times of the day when it is better to eat them? Yes. First thing upon waking up, and immediately after a workout. Those are the 2 best. Then prior to a workout would probably be the 3rd. Badis, all types of cheese okay, sir? No. When we talk about cheese, we'll talk about primarily white cheese like a feta or a blue cheese or a fresh mozzarella. And even then, it's more for a garnish, if you will. It's more to make your food a little more palatable and enjoyable. And when we do talk about cheese, we typically would never suggest eating any more than 2 ounces of cheese as a sitting, and rarely more than 1 day in a row, meaning not 2 days in a row, never eating it 2 or 3 days in a row, having, once or twice or 3 times a week, maybe you throw a little bit of cheese in there. That's what I would recommend. That's what we do recommend. Um, Buddy's easy and fast breakfast, coach, other than the breakfast bowl. Thank you, sir. I like poached eggs. Poached eggs go well. I like avocado toast on sprouted grain bread. That goes really well. I like certain types of pancake, quinoa cakes. Those go really well. Mad Mick, I thought you once said to do 3 lists in the morning, then a hit. 3-1 ratio. Yeah, that's for people that have these higher A type. And that's really those who have to. Those who have to. I would always much rather prefer people do their high intensity training later on in the day. But if we're talking about strict cardiovascular work, then yes, you can do that first thing in the morning. But I would still rather see that later on in the day. Jordan, any meal prep books or cookbooks you'd recommend? Well, we have our Living Lean Cookbook Volume 2, which I think is excellent. There's over 230 amazing recipes with nutrition facts and total calorie macro keys, lots of different breakouts and cutouts about specifics about the food itself, what other vital micro and phytonutrients it contains, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, smoothies, desserts, all that is mixed in there. Jay Perez, Mike, do you think hitting the heavy bag, including kicks and switching stances, is enough of rotational movements to complement typical linear lifts? No, it's not. It's a good start. It's a good start, but it's not enough. It's not enough. And you'll find that as you kick and punch and do all these things, you fall into your own flawed movement patterns. We all do. Even the greatest fighters on the planet have flawed movement patterns. So you need to go through full range of motion. Remember, it's full range of motion. It's not just your preferred power zone. It's full range of motion. Buddies, is cereal bread that has oats on it good? I don't know. I would say sprouted grain bread. Sprouted grain bread. Matt Mungan, maybe a topic for another day, but having a difficult time getting enough sleep. I'm just not tired when it's time for me to go sleep. I did a podcast on it. Check out the Mike Dolce Show on iTunes or Spotify or Stitcher or Google Play. The Mike Dolce Show podcast. A few episodes ago, I did an entire episode on sleep. I strongly recommend you listen to that one. There's lots of great takeaways for you too. Jeff E says, how much is 3 weeks to shredded? You can go to thedolcediet.com right now and you can sign up for the online version of 3 weeks to shredded for $99. And I will give you right now my personal promo of Dolce Tube, all one word, and save an additional 10%. This is a 4-week personalized program, personalized to you. It's not a template program. Our sophisticated rule engine is the best in the industry. The software that we have developed, we created this. I created this. My team and I built this. My team of registered dietitians and exercise physiologists and certified trainers, along with our tech team of web professionals and geniuses. We pooled our minds over a 3-year period and we created one of the most successful online diet and exercise software membership platforms ever created. That's all at thedolcediet.com. You can go there right now and start your program. I'm down over 12 pounds in the first 7 days while following my own 3 weeks to shredded program. Some of you can probably tell and see. And if you're following me on Instagram, you will see all the photos and all the backstage behind the scenes. Boxing stuff. Do you log all your meals and training sessions? Yes, I do. And that's all done through the dolcediet.com membership platform. In we have the nutrition journal, we have the training journal. All of that is in there. And it's very easy to log through my mobile phone, through my tablet, through my laptop. All the information is right there. And also for my training journal, I do use I'm old school, a dirty, bloody, coffee stained little notebook with a pen in the middle of my bag. Taylor says, I saw my abs for the first time in my life after 1 week of 3 weeks to shredded. Thanks, Uncle Mike. Boom. Taylor, you make me so proud, young lady. You are absolutely killing it. You are an inspiration to us all. Keep it up. I hope you took photos, the befores and the afters, definitely, maybe a mid photo, and at least you're journaling or logging your progress. This is going to be awesome, Taylor. Good for you. Diego, push-pull 4 days a week or 6 days a week. I'm on a 6-day rotation. Sometimes it's a 7-day. I'm training very intuitively right now, almost training too much, but I'm an advanced trainee. I've been doing this for a very long time. So right now I just switched over to it's a upper body push, upper body pull, lower body, and then I segmented that even more to an upper body horizontal push, to a upper body pull, upper body vertical push, lower body, right back to upper body horizontal or a day off. So I'm on a 4-day. I had to change it just because my traps take over everything. my traps take over everything. So if I'm doing horizontal and vertical pushing in the same workout, it ruins something of my workout. So having that of a horizontal pushing day and having a vertical pushing day. So, like more chest centric, though I don't care about the muscle groups per se. I'm not a bodybuilder. It's the athletic motions. I focus on the horizontal. And then with my back training, I'll typically focus on like one session will be more horizontal centric and the next session will be slightly more vertical centric, but I train chins all the time. I mean, I have chin ups here. I do hundreds of chin ups a week because I have a facility. So inside my facility, I'm probably doing 50 to 80 different chin ups throughout the day on average. And that's just because I'm a little bit of a crazy man. Logan, if I'm lifting, and then guys, bang, 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 bang. If you're new here, if you just got here, if you like some of this content, if I've answered one of your questions, just a thumbs up would be appreciated. That lets me know you're there. It lets me know you care. It lets me know you like the content. Thank you. I saw that. And also, hopefully, it lets YouTube know that you guys appreciate the content that we're pushing out. The goal is for YouTube to start recommending us. There's some really crappy channels out there that are gaining a lot of traction for some reason. They're putting bad information. What my goal is to put out good information. And the only way that will continue to grow is if you guys engage with us. If you guys appreciate it. If you don't appreciate it, that's fine. That means I suck and I shouldn't grow anyway. But if you appreciate some of the stuff that we're putting out, just give us a little thumbs up, leave a comment or something, and then hopefully YouTube will pay attention. I stopped cursing to hopefully try and because I heard that somebody I know in the industry said, man, you curse too much. YouTube's not going to promote you. I demonetized my video because I didn't care about making money from YouTube. I demonetized a while back. They're like, dude, you can't do that. YouTube will not promote your channel because now they're not making ad revenue. They're not. And I was like, all right, so I did that. Then they're like, yo, you curse too much. They're not going to recommend advertisers, certain advertisers be on your channel because you got a potty mouth. Like, great. So now I changed that. So there we go. I'm working the system. Naeem, hey, Dolce, how to be patient when waiting for muscle gains. That's the game. We're all being patient. I'm still waiting for my muscle gains, right? I still have bigger visions of what I want to do and be and lift and do and compete. But that's the name of the game. Not one of us will ever be satisfied. That is the sickness of the iron bug. Mike Benavidez, are you ever going to have someone on your show to discuss fitness health? Maybe another celebrity instructor or YouTube host? Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Coffee. Love to see you all through a mindset. Yep, I actually have Chris Algieri, who's going to be coming on soon. Chris and I have been speaking. Chris Algieri is a world champion, a legitimate world champion boxer. Many of you know he's also a registered dietitian. He just came out with his own book called The Fighter's Cookbook, I believe it's called, The Fighter's Kitchen, maybe. So we're going to have Chris on here soon, and we're going to have a lot of people on here soon. I've been working on a bunch of different projects right now that are keeping me away from securing interviews, these sit-down interviews. It's hard because you really have to accommodate other people's schedules, and my life is not that right now that I can accommodate a lot of people's schedules. I work a ton doing a lot of things for you guys and for my clients, and then of course as a family, it's a little harder to lock in. But I'm getting more focused on that now, and I'll have Chris on here soon. Buddies, best exercise to have strong core body weight at home. Thank you again, sir. Chin up, leg raises are good. I mean, there's so many. There's not a single best exercise. Deadlifts are a great core exercise. Front squats are great core exercise. Goblets, walking lunges, all great core exercise. There's so many. Full body, multi-joint, compound movements are great core exercises. Luciana Perry. Hey, Mike, I'm 14 years old. I want to get some arm muscle for my sport. I play tennis and see that my competitors have very cut arm muscle. Do you recommend anything? Luciana, I appreciate it. You are at a great age right now to start learning how to train your body. Do not compete with anyone else. Only focus on yourself. Do what feels best. Do what feels most comfortable. Take your time. Do not be in a rush. This is huge. Now, you're a tennis player. You have to be careful. The balance between building muscle, shapely arms and performing your sport is a very, very conservative dance here. You have to be careful. You can build muscle or build an imbalance that could harm your activity. I'm not saying it will, but you need to be conscious of this. My strong suggestion is to find a qualified, hands-on, licensed coach in your area that can run you through a program or a sequence to help you build. If you're ever in the New Jersey area, I'm happy to help you. Or let me know what part of the world you are in, and I might have some of our certified coaches available to work with you. Coach Dolce on a Tuesday. Yes, JR, we are here. Yolanda Guy, Dolce, you are amazing. We love Liz. Yolanda, thank you so much. I am here to help you. Kevin, hey, Uncle Mike, we're on vacation. We vacation every August in Seaside Heights. Heard you mentioned Seed to Sprout. Any other restaurant cafe suggestions? Stay Golden Belmar is awesome. Turnstile is a Turning Point, I think is the name of it, is another good one. Toast is another good one. There's lots of good ones out here. So as you get closer, let me know, because I'll be on. I'll hit you up. I'll let you know. Fabio, what's up? Yamin, hey, Coach Mike, thank you very much for all you do. It's a real legacy of healthy people you're leaving. I appreciate that. That is the goal, is to help people be healthy, live healthy lives. That's my goal. I love it. Seth, would it be possible to arrange 2 sessions of living lean, then 3 weeks of shredded at the end? Absolutely, it would, Seth. Just shoot a email to support@thedolcediet.com, or just go and purchase the online program at thedolcediet.com. And then inside your dashboard, you can contact the support. Our team can do anything. So we can run you back to back on 3 weeks of shredded if you want to. That's fine. We can do that. We can have you do a modified living lean and then jump into 3 weeks of shredded and finish with living lean. We can do that too. Easy stuff. JR, any advice on handling the increased DMS due to results from 2 rounds of 3 weeks of shredded? JR, any advice on handling the increased DMs due to the results from 2 rounds of 3 weeks to shredded? Sounds like JR's got some admirers sliding into his DMs there. I would say be careful with that, because I've got some weird, creepy stuff that slide into my DMs every so often. And I am a big fan of the block button. I've sent certain accounts, very rare, but I have sent certain accounts to the appropriate law enforcement agencies just for really odd information. Though I'm sure harmless. I work with lots of law enforcement individuals and such, and I have them in my family. So I kind of know the protocols, but I think you were actually making a joke here. I would say, number 1, be respectful. Number 2, only engage in a consensual manner, whether it's just verbal conversation, and always, hold yourself to a higher standard. But if you do somehow find love, you never know. Stranger things have happened. But always do so in a appropriate, legal, and consensual manner. Bad attitude, good exercise routine to retain aesthetic gains while also improving athletically. Squat, bench, deadlift, and do a stationary bike. Just train the multi-joint compound core movements. Just keep doing that. You'll be good to go. Nothing is as aesthetic as being strong and healthy and athletic. That's what it's about. Lamarcus, is there a creatine supplement that you recommend? I hope Chris Algeria has finally been let out of the cage. Is a creatine supplement that you recommend? Just any creatine monohydrate. They all come from the same basic source. I believe it comes from Germany. So all creatine monohydrate comes from the same basic place. I think all creatine comes from the same bulk manufacturer. I don't think Alan Roberts is going to give up his credit. No. And there's a few that stand out. Alan Roberts definitely was able to catch a tidal wave. And I know he's doing great. I'm a subscriber to Alan's channel. I love the stuff that he does. But for whatever reason, I'm marked down as a result of it. You just don't know. You don't know. So I'm playing the game. Are there any daily breathing exercises you recommend to your big money clients? We call it mindful breathing. I like to count backwards from 300, breathing deeply through the nose into the diaphragm. That's the lower belly button. I'm trying to push out my waistband when I breathe in. And if you see this, if you see people breathing like that, their chest comes up when they're breathing in, they're breathing wrong. When I breathe, I'm breathing deeply, deeply into the lower belly button. And something that was taught to me was laying on my back. The muscle magician out there, my man Ray, laying on your back. You want to put a book on your belly button, just below your belly button. And when you breathe, you should raise the book up as high as it can go. And when you exhale, the book should shrink down all the way down. You should picture it touching the floor. Great way to focus on breathing. Tyler, how do you handle the imminent small injuries? PT has worked for me in the past, but it can be expensive. Any stretching or self care? It's all, I mean, man, I got a million. Feels like I got a million nagging injuries every day. I take my time. I wake up, I warm up, I stretch. I don't do any workout without doing about 15 minutes of a dynamic warm up. I do a warm down and a cool down. I started going to yoga like my whole life. I got an infrared. I mean, I invested to get an infrared sauna in my house, a cold plunge, like all the stuff going on bike rides and pre-cores and active recovery. That's life. That's life. Whether you're active or not active, it's easier if you are active, but just don't be a noob. Wise Eats Dolce, what does a spiritual goal look like for you? I'm trying to help as many people on this planet as I can, regardless of their means, regardless of their ability to compensate me. That doesn't matter. I've associated my self-worth with my ability to truly help people in an impactful manner. Whether it's one person or if it's 7 billion people, that doesn't matter as much to me. It's just my intention, my passion to help people change their life, and that could be one person, or that could be a billions and billions of people. That's why I do what I do. And hopefully if you guys sit here long enough and you hear me talk and you've listened to me and watched my videos and read my stuff, you'll see I'm the same dude. I'm the same person. I'm saying the same basic stuff in as many ways as I can for it to be heard. That's what this is about. It's about helping you change your life. It's about helping you do what you know is right. It's about clearing up all the BS that's being thrown at you constantly from all these fools out there in the pop culture world. And it's not just in the pseudo fitness world. It's everywhere. So what I'm just trying to do is help you, get back to your center, and understand that we need to be intentional. We need to be mindful. We need to make decisions for ourselves. I am very selfish in that I feel extremely gratified by helping people. I don't know if this was nature or nurture. I don't know how this happened, but I recognize this in my mid 20s or so. I feel my best. I feel the best about myself when I help people. That makes me feel better than anything. So the more people I can help, the better that I can feel. There is a spiritual aspect to this, and I've spoken with some of my mentors and very brilliant people I've been blessed to have in my life, because I went through a phase like, man, is this just selfish? Am I just doing this for me? Am I just trying to help all these people just for me? And that's the constant conversation. And sometimes I think yes, sometimes I think no. But that's how I've determined to live my life, is to associate my self-worth with the amount of people that I can help, or with the depth of help I'm able to provide to people in whatever manner that might be. Sometimes that's yelling and screaming and using the cuss word to shake people out of their comfort zone. And sometimes that's being, sitting for hours talking to one person and just letting them cry and get it all out so they can finally turn that corner. Sometimes it's speaking in front of massive audiences and thousands of people, and getting some people to make a change. However that is, but that's how I create my spiritual goal. David Keller, I would like to buy 3 weeks to Shredded as a gift. You can certainly do that. You can buy that. You can gift that if the online program, and you can set up a future start date. If you go on and you buy it right now, send in a letter to our support team, and we can assign it to anybody you want. We also have books. You can go to dolcedietshop.com and get one of these super awesome limited edition I Eat Carbs t-shirts, and you can pick up a copy of the hard 3 weeks to Shredded, the paperback 3 weeks to Shredded book while you're there. If that's what you wanted to do, that's great. It's sold on Amazon. It's sold at Barnes and Noble. Everywhere books are sold, 3 weeks to Shredded, Living Lean, and the Living Lean cookbook are sold. If that's what you need, David Keller, it's always there for you too. All right, guys and gals, that is it. My time is up here. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Remember, thumbs up this video. Bang, 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 bang. If you came in late, go back and watch the first 10 minutes. I break down the best time to train to make maximum gains. I tell you exactly why you need to be training at those times, the intensity that you should be training with to maximize your progress, maximize your time. I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you for everything. Of course, without you, this channel is absolutely nothing, and I would be a legitimate crazy man just talking blankly into the air. So thank you for being here. Mad Mick, last one, says, thanks, mate, for all the info all the way from Australia. I appreciate you. I appreciate my good friends over there in Australia. I love Australia. I've been to Sydney. I've been to Brisbane. I've been to Melbourne. I've been to Perth. And I've been to a few. I've been to the Gold Coast. I've been to a few other places. I've been to Australia quite a few times in my days. I love it, love it, love it down there. It's a home away from home. But again, thank you guys for being here. And until next time, boo!